Hello everyone, Hound here with another Vikings War of Clans video. I guess I'm not going to do a Vikings War of Clans video. I guess I just want to talk about myself and talk a little bit about how I feel about the game and so on. So I've been playing this game for 6 years. For some of you that may have been following, talking to me, you know this. Recently the game doesn't feel like the way it used to feel. I mean, maybe it's because we finished the game. Maybe it's because it's reached a point where it's just repetition, and that's what's not making the game as fun as it used to be. I don't really know what the reason is. I don't want to imagine it for myself. I know I love the game. I just want to keep continuing and playing the game. So for me, like that, thinking about it isn't even something that I want to fathom. The reason I actually I stepped a little bit away from playing the game is I didn't want to hurt anyone that was playing the game with me, is part of the reason. So if some of you know, I play in a German clan, and recently with the updates, with the Pioneer, with everything that's been going on, the game, the repetition, I believe it's the repetition that's causing this. But the repetitive manner of the game, which is just causing people to quit the game. I feel like with that, many people just wanted to step away from the game and just explore other games or explore other things in their lives. I mean, we're all going through this pandemic together. We've all approached games in a different manner. We're looking at it as escape from our reality. For me, just Vikings War of Clans no longer makes any sense. And it all started, I feel like, with the implementation of chance into the game. I mean, I've been playing for 90 days. Come on, guys. If I've maxed everything out in Helheim and I can't get the Helheim bonus, how am I going to sit down here and make a video explaining to people how to win Helheim? The thing that I wanted to do with my YouTube channel was show people that it's not so bad even if you're in a smaller clan. A smaller clan could still be competitive and still win events. You could still do a lot in the game even if you're a new player. But if I, as a content creator, or as any person, aside from the fact of being a content creator, as a normal human being, if I'm playing this game and I want to make a video explaining to people how to also get good at the game, but I myself can't figure out what needs to be done to get this Helheim level completed, what's the point of it? My alternate account, so I have two accounts, if you guys noticed. One of my accounts is actually really old. It's the first account. It's the account that I made my first video on. But the Siege account that I show you guys that is in the Germany clan, that's my newer account relatively, because I mean, initially we all used to use melee, and melee was a good troop type, but we just gave up on melee because everyone just started to play Siege. Anyway, I'm sidetracking, but my alt account has 10 out of 10 or 10.7 of Helheim done. But my main account, I've been playing for 90 days and I can't get 10.7 done. So if someone tells me or messages me in the game and says, could you make a video on how to complete Helheim? What is my response going to be? Okay, I'll make a video for you, but I mean, you're not going to get the same results because it doesn't matter. Everyone is getting it randomly based on luck. Like, I finished Helheim, my champion's at 50. I have all the best gears. I've tried millions of everyone's been messaging me. They're like, oh, don't worry, you'll get it eventually. Yes, I know I'll get it eventually. But when is the time? Like, how do I get it? I've tried every different setup that exists. And only because I don't have a Beowulf helmet, I'm not going to be able to get the same opportunities as everyone else because they got lucky and they got the helmet. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. But this is only one part of the game that doesn't make sense to me. The other part of the game is there is no way for a person to stay competitive in the game without having to spend money or spend a large amount of time looking for targets. So like what I mean is, what are the point of the farms in our castles, in our palaces? Um, my farms are supposed to get me resources, but what happens is my farms don't get me resources because my resources are capped out at a certain amount that my farms were designed maybe 4 years ago to be sufficient for, but my castle's way bigger than where it was 4 years ago. So if I want to make resources, I need to have zero resources in my town. But at the same time, if I want to be a competitive player, I need to have a lot of resources to be able to revive my troops, build more troops to fight, and just play like that. What is the point of these farms in our buildings? Why aren't they being addressed? I don't understand the reason. What is the point of us not getting the amount of gold that's necessary to stay in the game without having to spend a large amount of money? So what I'm talking about is, maybe you want to spend $10 a month, $20 a month, $100 a month. That's up to you. I'm not going to judge anyone based on how much money they want to spend. But what I'm saying is, if the game is designed in a way where you don't have to spend, you don't have to necessarily spend all that amount of money to stay in the game, we won't have so many people quit the game. What is the point of building those buildings if they're not going to give you the return that they're supposed to be or designed to give you? Every other game has a farming system. Every other game that's similar to this, at least, has a farming system incorporated. But when I looked at those other games, when I tried those other games for myself, once you reach a certain amount, you won't be able to reach the maximum. So if let's consider it in like Vikings values. So let's say I have 1,000 billion resources in my town. That's 1 trillion resources, and we have five of each. So let's say I have, never mind. So let's just say I have 1,000 billion silver in my town, and I built 14, 15 of these silver producing buildings. The game's cap should be 10,000 billion. So I would never reach that cap, or a normal player would never reach that cap, right? And what happens is, now those buildings that aren't producing anything will start producing, even if it's a small amount. In 2 years' time, that would have been a lot of resources. In 4 years' time, even more. But that's not what's happening. What's happening is, once you reach, I think, 300, 400 million, 500 million resources, those buildings stop producing. What is the point of building those buildings? What is the point of upgrading those buildings to a certain level if they stop producing those resources for you? I know they give you an additional training boost, but the design of the game is meant to be in a way that you can sustain yourself. Even if it's a small amount of resources, we don't even have that. How does that make sense to anyone? Why would I close my eyes to that and neglect the fact that we're building these buildings, we're doing all of this, and we're not getting a return on it? What is the point of that, guys? Every other game has gone through different phases. They've updated their game accordingly. So once players started growing this big, the game starts updating accordingly to meet the requirements or meet the criteria, the level that the players are at. And most of the players that are in the game are already way bigger than anyone would have imagined. So 5 years ago, 6 years ago, if you were 1 billion influence, you were a boss. Like, no one could destroy you if you were 1 billion influence. Today, you burn 7 billion influence with one failed onslaught per person. That's like 6, 7 people in an onslaught. You burn 7 billion influence with one hit. And back in the day, the biggest players were 1 billion to 2 billion. Those were the biggest players in the game, guys. What is the point? I already have 800 million shards. What is the point of building more troops and killing more players? I already have all these building I already have all these clan war wins. What is the point? What am I trying to prove to myself? It's reached the point that I'm not making any I'm not making any joy from the game. I'm not getting anything out of the game. I'm not getting happiness. It's become like a job for me. Like I have to set alarms to wake up in fury to hit a tower. I don't feel like I'm enjoying the game as much as I used to. When the towers were impossible to break, that's when I was enjoying the game. Not that I wake up, stay up in the midnight just to hit a tower. What happens? 20 minutes of the game passes by without the towers showing up. And I woke up at 3 a.m. for this. And by the time the towers show up, the towers are gone. I don't know. Maybe you guys could explain to me if there's something here that I'm missing. I love this game. I've been playing it for 7 years. I never wanted to make a video talking about the game the way that I'm making this video today. I never wanted to release this video. I never wanted to be the person that makes a video like this. It's just a game. At the end of the day, if I don't like it, I leave it and I go. But I have 1,000 reasons now. I have 1,000 people that are watching my videos who are that 1,000 reason. I have to explain myself to you guys and let you guys know what's going on. I know that many other people have been complaining about these lags. And I know that Plarium put up a message that says, oh, we're going to address it. But when? 2 months from now? 10 months from now? How long? How many people have to quit by the time the game realizes that people are unhappy? I mean, ever since I played the game, I've noticed people... Sorry. Ever since I've been playing the game, I noticed people talking about the lag. And initially, for me, it was just impossible to fathom that this even exists. I know that there are some disconnects that happen every now and then. No one has the perfect internet connection. The weather's changing. Maybe, I mean, whatever the reason is. Like you're getting a bad signal for some reason and you disconnect. And that happens. But I never realized it because I used to say, okay, I play on 5G. I don't have to worry about that. My internet connection's stable. And then I saw what people were talking about. For some reason, some servers are laggy. And that's just the way they were designed. Maybe they're older servers. I don't know. I'm not a computer scientist. I'm not a game designer. I have no idea in this. But for some reason, some servers are laggy. And when you play in those servers, you want to break your phone? Is that what makes anyone happy? The feeling of wanting to crack your phone in half? Just because of a game? A game that someone's invested so much in? Their time, every day of their life, their friendships. They've built so many friendships. I've built so many friendships and relationships in this game. I've been playing for 5 years. You could just imagine how many people I've talked to, how many people we've had discussions. We've talked about so many different things, so many things in life. How many people have to go through this? And all of it just in a game, guys. It's just a game. And if I understand that it's much easier, it's always easier said than done. And I'm not pointing fingers because maybe if I was in their position, I would have not been able to solve the problem. But I think it's time for Plarium to start holding themselves accountable and they have to be more upfront with us. It's just a game. And I know that. Don't think that I don't understand that this is just a game. But I'm invested into this game. I love this game. And I'm passionate. That's the reason I'm sitting here and making this video. I could have avoided making this video. I could have just messaged everyone in the game or on my YouTube channel and made a post that says, I'm just going to leave the game for now and come back later. But many of you, if you came through Negan or Stars Night, or if you just like looked me up, or if you're just an old follower, you know that I've been playing similar games for many years. I started with Clash of Clans, actually. I'm talking about mobile games, not about console games and everything. I'm just talking about mobile games. I started with Clash of Clans. I finished that game off and I just put it aside. It was over. I couldn't find any joy in the game. I was joining clan wars, winning. I was reaching the top 100 of my local leaderboards. Like I didn't find any more joy in the game. It was just a repetition. So I put that aside. I picked up Clash Royale. I was like, it's the same elements of Clash of Clans. There's some twists into it. I'll just play this and it'll be nice. I played that game 2 years later, maybe less, probably less. I quit so early on in that game because it was just too repetitive. It was worse than every other game that I played. And then one day my brother just downloads this game on my phone, um, Vikings War of Clans. And he says, there's this app, I think it was Cash App, that I'm using. I'm going to get a $10 gift card off of it. And I have to download this game and play it for 15 minutes. You just play the game, and when it's 15 minutes, when you finish the tutorial, whatever, you could just quit and just delete it off of your phone. I was like, okay. Just from a 15-minute advertisement to the game, I got hooked immediately. And the game was just so different. I was used to seeing the battle reports. I was used to sending out your soldiers yourself. This game was just so different. And I found most of my like joy for the game came from being hit. The first mistake I ever made in that game was sit on the forest. And I didn't know that it drops your bubble, but it drops your shield apparently. So I sat in the forest, I got hit, and I was like, oh crap. Well, this guy hit me. Now I need to get stronger than him. I need to get better than him. I kind of want to play this game. And I started playing the game. 6 years later, here I am. I don't feel like I've got much more to play into the game. The only thing that kept me in the game for so long was all the relationships that I built, all the people that I was talking to every day. Those people were the reasons why I kept playing the game. So I don't want to make this video any longer. There's so much that I really want to talk to you guys about, but I kind of don't want to say everything because I know eventually the game's going to go back to a point that I can play it. I want to continue to play it because I don't think burning bridges that I spent so long to build is a good idea. I'm not that type of person. But I wanted to make a video just to tell you guys how I feel about the game, how I feel about the situation that's going on. If I'm not making any videos, it's not because I don't want to put the time. It's not because I don't have any passion. I have 1,000 reasons why I should make a video. But if I'm not finding any happiness from playing the game, I would feel hypocritical putting out a video just saying, here you go, just for the sake of making a video. No. Just playing the game because I'm a content creator, that's not me. And if I've done anything that anyone would feel that that's the type of character that I have, I'm sorry, but this isn't the place. I'm not that person. If anyone from Plarium is listening to this video, I've sent you millions of ideas, thousands of emails. all creative ideas. If I wanted to put all those ideas into a game myself, I'm sure that game would have been successful. And I'm not talking about just, oh, fix the lag, give us gifts. No, I've given you so many creative ideas, but I've yet to see one of my ideas, or one of the ideas that everyone else has mentioned, or like, there's so many people that agree with me. Plarium, you need to hold some accountability. Um, I don't care. I'm not saying that you should listen to my ideas. That's not the point. All I'm saying is, if I didn't care enough to send you those emails, write those emails and send them to you, um, then I wouldn't be mentioning it here now again. If I didn't care enough, I wouldn't have even sat down to write those emails and send you those ideas. Maybe it's just the way that I'm imagining everything. Maybe it's just not the way that the real world works. Maybe that's what the reason is. Maybe I'm just not understanding what the game should be like. But there's so many ways you can improve the game. There's so many ways you can add on to the game that could make so many people happy. That could make the game more enjoyable for so many people. I don't want to make the video any longer than it is. I'm going to make another video. Again, I will show another idea that I have for the game on how to improve the game. And I will keep posting those similar types of videos on how Plarium should improve the game. I hope that eventually one of them gets implemented, or some form of them gets implemented to where the game becomes fun again. And I would like to see some of my friends who quit the game pick the game back up and come and play with me again. Thank you guys for watching. I know that this was a little bit of a weird video because I recorded it with my face cam and I showed you guys my face finally. If you made it to this far into the video, I really appreciate you guys. I just wanted to make a video just to let you guys know how I'm doing and what the state of the channel is and everything like that. Just how I'm feeling basically. I'm going to leave this video without any edits and just post it like this, face value. If you want to watch it, then I guess just watch it. If you just want to quit here, I'll just see you guys in the next video.